recording now, and I will share my screen. Okay, perfect. You guys can see this?
Yep.
All right. Yep. So, I think like some of you, I know both of you have, links to the training and some information. And what I want to do is hopefully just kind of walk through things that will help you answer questions you may have and give you a more full picture of everything, because I think what happens is you are going to walk away always a little bit overwhelmed just because it's like starting something new. But if you know the full kind of long-term vision of it and know that like this is, this can be so much more than a hobby. It can totally be something that brings in income and financial freedom. Then it makes it a lot easier to just kind of take it day by day, knowing that you're going to be learning new things, all the time. And so I talk about this in kind of the training you guys will do, but I think I want to see you guys. I'm going to kind of make it bigger this way. The biggest thing that I think is so important to really talk about is just, really talking or thinking about when you're starting this is really why you are here. Because I know when I first started, it was to get healthier, and it was to be a better role model for my kids and for my family. And yeah, that was like what drove me to hold myself accountable in the beginning. But ultimately, like, life got hard and things were tough. So I realized that if I wanted to actually try this as a business, as a side business, because I was working, obviously I've been working full-time my whole life or since I've had a career, I had to have a why that like drove me more. And so, each of you may have already started to think through that. Some of you have already sent that to me. But what I want you to remember is it has to be more than just helping people and more than helping you get healthier. It has to be kind of personal and specific to you, because, if you just focus on, okay, I just want to get fit, you could go to the gym for that, or you could do any type of workout program. Or if it's just that you want to help people, there's tons of other ways you can help people. So you have to get it like really, really specific, because just like, I don't know if either of you or anyone watching this call has experience like starting your own business. You may or may not. You may have done freelance things. I know Kimberly, you have, your design background. So anytime you're managing all that, a lot goes into it. And there's going to be like days where it's like, am I even sure I should be doing this? But if you have that kind of like overarching powerful why, it makes you like want to send the invites. It makes you want to show up every day, because, it's holding yourself accountable, but it's also, pushing you closer to your goals. So just to kind of give you an example of what mine is. And I like to start out this getting started right call with this, because it's just something I want you to really start thinking about. So for the last probably 13 months, I've had on my phone a picture. It's not there now, but it was a picture of a children's museum. And everyone who ever saw my phone was like, oh, which one's your kid? None of them were. It was a stock photo of a kid's museum, because that was my why. My why is to be home more with my kids. My why is to go to a kids museum during a weekday, because I've never been able to do that before. And seeing that every day on my phone was like, okay, I'm going to kind of show up. I'm going to put an hour into work tonight, inviting, connecting people on my journey. And that'll, that's what would really help me. So I'd love to hear, what your why is. If you want to put it like the you that are on here, if you want to put it in the chat and you feel comfortable with, tell me. I'll look at them all later. Or if you want to just send it to me directly, that's fine too. But, if that's really is what is going to drive you each and every day. So I just want to always start out with that, because it is, so important. This is obvious. Let me go back to this because it's not loading all the way. Okay, I don't know why it's not loading. The design Kimberly is like, the designer in Kimberly is like, oh my gosh, this was there before.
Well, look.
So the next thing when you're getting started, all of you guys are here. Should say focus on yourself and everything else will fall into place. you've got to put yourself first. So if you are a brand new coach, which, both of you are newer coaches, but if you've been, someone watching this call on the team who's been here for a while, you have to always put yourself first. You can't run this business and not, take care of yourself. You can't run this business and not work out and not, work on your kind of 80-20 nutrition or whatever you follow. You can't do it if you're not pouring into yourself and like visibly showing that you're in love with the journey, because oftentimes people are concerned that, I don't have this transformation yet, and I don't have these like things yet to like really show proof. And yes, that for some people they need proof. But for others, it's just, if you're showing every day, and it's going to come across like, it could come across in your workplace, it could come across on social media. But if you're showing every day that you put yourself first, even in the midst of motherhood or in the midst of a hectic job or the midst of travel, people are attracted to that. So I just, wherever you are as you're kind of getting acclimated with everything, focus on yourself first and everything else will fall into place. Trust me on this, because, I think that so many times there were days where I was like, okay, I haven't worked out yet, but I really should probably invite. But then I'm like, well, I haven't really done anything today. So how would anyone ever really trust me? And that's just, that's a small example, but people like in this day and age with platforms like Instagram and Facebook and all the social media channels that are super hot. People do go to that. So many people play the comparison game, and you don't want to be seen as someone to compare to, but you want to be a point of inspiration. And that's what people are attracted to. So I have more technical difficulties than tonight. Okay. So first things first, just to kind of get started, if you have already got your welcome email you received from me, I know sometimes I'll have other coaches on here. That's why it says your coach. Respond to your coach with like the questions we ask, and we'll make sure that we get you started with all of your trainings and just kind of little things you need to know. Like if you do get someone started where you have to get your paycheck information, your bank account information set up. So little like nuances like that. That's going to all be in some of the trainings as well. So that'll be kind of through your coach mentorship. And then get familiar with ShareCart, because that is how you're going to send someone a form in order to like sign up. So all of you, I think, have probably received a ShareCart from me before because you got started with me. But it's super simple to use. There's a video on how to use it. I've got a video recorded on my phone I can easily shoot to you. But it just makes it simple on how you can choose a package, send it to someone, and then you get the email and they can sign up under you. One thing I will say is if you put in, let me show you an example really quickly. If you put in someone's email address and it already shows that their name automatically pops up, that would mean that they already have an account, which is fine because they may not have, one, they may not have known they already have an account, or two, they already knew and they want to transfer to you. It is possible to transfer to you. As long as they're as long as they're a customer, they can transfer to you. If they have a coach account, like maybe they were a discount coach, they would have to wait 6 months in order to switch to you. Beachbody has a rule on that. But for example, this is my personal email. I have a free account just for kind of testing purposes. And so as you can see, when I typed in my email address, my name automatically popped up, my maiden name. So there's actually a form that I have that I can send to you that you would send to someone if they want to switch to you as their coach. So just know that if you encounter that and their name is already pre-populated, they already have an account, and you'll just want them to switch to you first before you send them their order. And then the next thing is just team calls. So I don't want you all to be overwhelmed with the amount of calls because we're all busy, but just to kind of give you a lay of the land, because there's always going to be a recording available. On Monday nights, our upline, which Brooke is my coach who brought me on, and her team is Team Liberate. And that's kind of why I added you all to that group as well, because it's going to be a great resource. There's coaches that have done this for 4 and 5 years on that team. That's who you saw a lot of the team members. If you followed me when I went to our annual summit a couple weeks ago, that's that entire team. And so we always do a call on 8:15. Some of that will be kind of training calls. Some will have a guest speaker, but that's always on Monday nights. Sometimes it stretches to 8. It might start at 8:30. It just depends on the schedule. But always a recording available. On Tuesday nights, there is like our upline. So the broader team, the bigger team that we're all a part of, they typically do trainings or calls on Tuesday nights. Candidly, it's really hard for me to always get to those, but if it's something of value, I always try and catch the recording, and or I will try and jump on those if I can. So just know that that's typically on the schedule as well. And then for now, I'm making my own team draw call the third Wednesday of the month. That could change as people figure out their schedules and if we find that another day and time is better. But my hope is to make these always providing you value, answering questions, doing social media trainings, whatever you need, feel you need, in our more intimate team. That's what my hope and goal for those calls are going to be. Okay, and then questions. So just so you know, you don't have to know everything. I know, Jessica, I was talking to you earlier through text, and it's like, I feel like I don't know all the things to say yet, and that's okay. I want you to know that that's exactly how I felt when I started. But a couple places just to kind of get you started. If you have questions and maybe I don't answer or someone on the team chat doesn't answer, you can always look in your Beachbody coach office. There's always going to be all types of coach FAQs. So whether it's a new product release, whether it's a question on something about signing someone up, if there's a military, Jessica did not know this. I didn't know Jessica was military, but they're all people who are in the military. Their coach business fee is waived every month. So there's an FAQ on that. So when you go into your coach office, which I'll try and go right here, you can always check out all the FAQs. So they're going to be in the support section, and there's anything you can think of. You could type it here in the search bar. That's always a place if you have like more product information or questions, price questions, things like that. Additionally, search bar in the team pages. So our Team Dwell page, our Team Liberate page, you can always search for a topic there or post and ask a question. But chances are we've probably had the question before. So you can always look there. And in the chat threads as well. And then of course I'm always around, but just, as you I know a lot of people like to kind of search for themselves that, what the answer is. So then they remember it better. So that's, those are some ways to do it. Okay. So first things first, you're focusing on you, you're getting in your routine. If you have not picked a program yet, I encourage you to pick a program. You guys are all doing Morning Meltdown. So I know what you're doing, but also plug into the challenge group. Start to really participate, be a part of it. Be like our best challenger ever, because that's going to hold you more accountable, and that'll get you in the hang or in the routine of just, always checking in and giving support to people. And then the first thing really I always encourage someone to do is announce that you're a coach. And there's ways to do this, and you do in the style that you feel comfortable with, and that really speaks to who you are. These two pictures aren't ones that's not what I used when I announced that I was a coach. I'll find it and send to you, but those are just some examples. Some people like to, share transformation photos. Some people like to just share, the other kind of, maybe it's like more of a mindset transformation, whatever it is, tell more about your why, tell about the person you were before this journey, kind of story tell and paint a picture of, why you're starting and what value maybe these groups and this experience so far has brought you. If you need help thinking of how you're going to craft what to post, always happy to help you. But that's kind of what I encourage you to think through, because you always what's going to resonate with people is the person you were before. So I think that, asking yourselves some questions that are here will help you. This slide exactly is in your kind of getting started as a coach guide too, or I can send it to you, the text, but happy to help you kind of think through that. And then really just start back to like focusing on you, be a product of the product. I've got coaches who don't drink Shakeology, perfectly fine. They don't love it. It's just not they're not shake people, but they love, the performance line, or they love like beach bars, but just, always show like how you're fueling your body. It's great to highlight some of our awesome products so you can encourage other people to get on board. But then, show like your, workout, yourself getting results, whether it's physically or mentally or emotionally. And just find ways to share that. And so these are just a couple examples of how I like to share, always take it back to a product of the product in the midst of like sprinkled throughout like real life and, vacation and just other fun things. Like I don't want to make my feeds or Instagram or Facebook always about healthy living. Like I'm also human and like to show my kids or whatever I'm doing. And then inviting. So this is the slide, or this is kind of this section that I wanted to kind of, I think, talk more about, because I think when anyone gets started, this is the one thing they know how to do, or they don't want to be salesy. But a couple things. So if you are consistently sharing your journey every day, and, and people, know that, and they obviously see that you're happier and healthier, it makes inviting so much more authentic, because it doesn't feel icky, because I like to think it as like I am sharing my favorite Amazon product, which you all know I love Amazon. So it's very easy to just share this because it's just an extension of something, a product, a thing, something I love. So, if you're at the beginning, it might be a little bit easier to think of who it is to be. Friends, family, people who watch your stories, people who like your posts, and people who follow you. And I have a couple examples of things I say. One of my favorite activities to do at night after I put my kids down is go through everyone who watches my stories. And if it's someone I haven't talked to before, I always send them a note. It's usually like, hey lady, thanks for following my wild health and fitness journey, mama style. Are you on a healthy journey yourself? And I always kind of take it back to what we call forming and just really getting to know someone. I never want to just sell someone something. Like, as you all know, both of you have been with me for a really long time, or maybe you were just a customer before you were a coach, but you know that like I always want to be checking in. I want to make sure you're hitting your goals. And if you're not, we got to change it up. So I think that, you have to look at it as it is a network marketing business, but it's also helping people. And yeah, you may say, okay, well, I don't know a lot about nutrition or how to help someone hit their goals. That's why we as coaches kind of have these tools to help them. So we can offer, there are different nutrition plans. There's different workout programs. And I'm always here to help you, especially if you have someone who, maybe has specific, like, there's certain things they can't do, or there's certain things they can't eat. That's why you'll have the team as well to help on how to maybe do the right pack or the right program for them. But this is just, the thing is, you're never really going to see success if you aren't inviting people to join you, because it's very rare that someone, will maybe message you out of the blue. They could, but and they will, some will, but eventually you still have to kind of keep staying, in front of people and just inviting them to join you, because you never want to think that someone who you think would never join you, like, you never want to write them off, because you never know like what someone's situation is and how much they could benefit from this. And one other thing to say too is, like, I can't tell you, I mean, I've had lots of no's, and I've had people that I talk to and that have followed my journey from the time I started 2 years ago. And some have just signed up today, or like, in the last couple months. And that can happen. I mean, sometimes it takes people a really long time to realize what they need. And they also realize other things may not work for them. So just know that a no doesn't mean no forever. And, you just have to kind of keep sharing your journey and inviting for it. So this is just a snapshot. I think this is also in that new coach guide of like some small daily tasks you can do when it comes to, connecting and inviting. So you can, wish happy birthdays. I love the Instagram polls. It's a great and easy way to get engagement in your stories. Facebook, I think, has polls too. I don't use Facebook because I have a business profile on Instagram right now, and I don't have a business Facebook page, so they don't link. It would be double work. I may try and figure that out because I feel like I might have more eyes on Facebook. I know both of you all use Facebook, but regardless, questions, polls, things like that where people are engaging are great. It doesn't always have to be about health and fitness. Like, do you want to join my group? Because when I put those up, I may get like 5 people who say yes, or not even say yes, who respond. But then I'll have like, do you, use Costco or Sam's? And I have like 50 people respond. So, it's a great way to like just start a conversation with someone. So those are just some ideas on how to kind of get engagement and just how to start forming and inviting and just really initiating connections. And then the other big aspect is just personal development. So I know, Kimberly, you're awesome on this. You'll probably have tons of books to recommend to our team, and I would love that. But the key is making sure you're always pouring into yourself through like reading something that's speaks to you too. So I can't recommend enough. Like, I love Mastering Your Mean Girl because that really speaks to all the doubts you have in your head. We all know Rachel Hollis. I mean, she's phenomenal too. There's Mel Robbins' The 5-Second Rule is one of my all-time favorite books. But if there's like a specific area that you feel challenged with, whether it's maybe your fear of failure or you fear of inviting or rejection, let me know. I know that there's a lot of different books I can recommend that I've read, and then there's a lot of others I haven't read that I want to read. But always, I do Audible, like sometimes it's only 10 minutes a day, but it really helps because when I feel like my business is suffering, I can almost always pinpoint it to the fact that I'm letting doubt creep up and I am not, reading something. And then the other kind of aspect that you'll see us all do and what we encourage you to do is just recognition. It can be through stories. It can be, shouting people out when they join you. It can be shouting someone out in a challenge group or in our team page, because that's what helps, like people, like creating all the good vibes is what I like to call it. But that's really something you want to strive for each week and as much as you can during the week, because when someone shouts you out or when someone like cares enough to recognize you, like recognition can go a long way. It could be like the thing that turns your day around. It could be the thing that turns a challenger's day around. It's a very little thing to do that could have a really big impact. And then all of this is what is all of these like kind of daily tasks is what is called our Success Club system, business activity tracker. People will name it different things, win the week schedule. But it is, I share. I was gonna share this. So it's like this, I print it out, and it basically goes through all of those things. So it's going to go through be proof of the product. It's going to give you a checklist of all the different ways to connect and invite, get people results, like checking in with your challenge group, and then, the personal development. And so it's great because you can check it off each day. It actually starts on Thursday because tomorrow in the Beachbody world is payday. So that's every week that's when you get paid. But it's a great checklist I call it my little Beachbody Bible. But, especially if you're like, I'm a new coach, I don't even know what I should be doing, follow this. And even 2 years in, this is what I still follow. People who are 5 years in, that's still what they follow. It didn't actually exist back then, but it's really, some version of it was available back then. And then on the back, it actually has a place where you can write people, like write down if you're a pen and paper person, maybe people you've talked to, all like any names, any information. I kind of do a combination of books and flagging messages. I'm getting better on my tracking system as I have a little more time to send invites, but it's an awesome resource, and it really kind of consolidates everything. So you're not making, a bajillion lists, because I'm a total list person. And then, okay. So then I want to just talk kind of at a high level, because we'll do some getting to Emerald calls and some understanding the business in itself down like later on, and you'll have access to this in the next couple weeks. But I just want to paint a picture of what these ranks look like so you understand them and understand the terminology. So right now you all are all coaches, and if on the far left-hand side, a coach is just someone who signs up with a coach account. So it doesn't matter what type of coach, discount coach, hobby coach, business builder coach, all coaches are created equal, and there's no differentiating. Everyone's a coach. So there's not really, I think, Jessica, you were a discount coach for a long time, and you're still a coach. It doesn't matter. So active coach means that you've just ordered something in the last 5 weeks that has at least 50 personal volume points. So to give you an example, Shakeology, Performance Line, all of those are 90 personal volume points. Something like Energize, I think, is 40 something. It's right under. So like Energize and a Boost and Collagen, or Energize and something else would hit you with that criteria. So active coach is what you're all are now. The first kind of goal and what you strive for is to become an Emerald. Emerald means you just have 2 coaches underneath you. And as you can see, there's 2 legs. I'll explain later what the legs, like what that looks like in your coach office. But you just have a right leg and a left leg, and it just means you have 2 coaches. It doesn't matter if it's your mother and your sister-in-law. It doesn't matter if it's your best friend who wants to work the business, and your mom who just likes the shakes and wants a discount. It doesn't matter. They just have to be an active coach. So when you become Emerald, there's a lot of cool things that come with becoming an Emerald, which I'll talk about in just a little bit. But that's kind of your first goal you strive for. Ruby, often a lot of people skip from Emerald to Diamond because they're typically not getting 2 Emeralds right away, and they actually end up getting a lot more discount coaches or just other coaches. So Ruby is actually the next one, and then Diamond is where you have 4 coaches on each side, so 8 coaches total, and 2 of those are Emerald. So, with Ruby and Diamond, it doesn't change. You still need those 2 Emeralds, meaning that, I've got you, Kimberly, I've got you, Jessica, on my right and left legs, and Kimberly, you've got 2 coaches under you, and Jessica, you've got 2 coaches under you. And what's nice about it is, like, I got to Emerald signing up my husband as my Control Business Center, which I'll talk about that in just a second. And then I think it was my dad or my mom, someone, I think it was my dad, signed up. And so that's how I got to Emerald, and neither of them were actually working the business, but now I actually work the business on Eric's account. So it is something that, as we talk about going through like rank, it is really awesome. There's a lot of perks to signing up, either a family member, a spouse, a sibling, a best friend, someone whose account on your weak side that you would have access to or be able to help control, because that account will ultimately help make you money, and basically you would be like double dipping. So it's a really cool from a like compensation plan. It's really recommended, but that's when you talk about CBC or Control Business Center, that's what it means. We'll talk more about that in a whole dedicated call, but just wanted to give you kind of the terms. Okay, Success Club. I only have a couple more slides, and then I'll answer any questions. So you all have heard us talk. I don't know why my font looks crazy. You all know we have talked about Success Club, and maybe you don't know what that means. Maybe you don't understand points. But Success Club is where you earn points each month for growing your business. So anytime, like Jessica, you signed up a person and they bought a challenge pack, so you have 2 Success Club points right now. And Kimberly, when your friend or when your person signs up, you'll have 2 Success Club points. And so what the goal is from like there's no criteria or quota or requirement or anything to be a coach. But if you hit helping 3 people each month, which is what we call Success Club 5, it actually turns out to be Success Club 6 because it's really hard to get 5 points. Everything's worth 2 points now. It used to be 5. You get cool prizes, you get recognition. That's actually how I got to go on the cruise last year, because I hit Success Club every single month. And when you do that, it adds up, and you hit different criterias, like with different trips and things like that. So it's an awesome way to just show that you're moving your business forward. And so anytime a challenge pack, you help someone get started with a challenge pack, it's 2 points. If someone chooses to just do Shakeology by itself, which typically people are doing workouts do, and they do Home Direct, that's 2 points. And then also any Home Direct product totaling 90 personal volume points is also 2 Success Club points. So that could be like Energize and Recover on Home Direct. So that's what that terminology means. And the other cool thing is if you hit Success Club your first full 3 months of coaching, if you sign up in July, it would be for either July or August as your start, and then the next 2 months. You get your ticket to Summit free, which is really cool. It's called a Success Starter. And it's super simple to hit Success Club every month, because we all know tons of people. Like, I wish I would have actually invited people when I first started. I totally did not, just being fully transparent. And, some people signed up later. Some people have continued to watch my journey, and I know they're thinking about it. But, you get scared, or you don't want to bug people, or you don't want to offend anyone. I think we all, know how there's so many different network marketing things. But when you're providing value every day and you're just showing people that obviously healthy living's not going to go out of style, then it makes it a lot easier to invite to. So, but that's just kind of what that looks like and what that terminology means. And then Emerald. So that's the kind of overview of Success Club. And then Emerald, as we talked about, is just meaning you have 2 coaches on either side, on your right side and your left side. And that personally sponsored coaches, meaning they signed up under you. And the reasons that Emerald is so awesome is, first of all, as soon as you hit Emerald, it qualifies you to start team cycling. So I'll explain this. We will, or myself or Brooke or someone in our upline will do a call. And basically, when you're in Emerald, you will start to see that I'm building out one side of your leg. I'm helping you build out. So it's kind of a team effort. You're going to have sole control of your other side as you add coaches. But every payday, as those 2 cycles, as that volume generates back up to you, you start to cycle. So every Thursday, no matter how many people have signed up or bought something or continued their challenge or Home Direct, and then on my other side, however many people have done that, there's a certain number of, I don't want to go into too many details to overwhelm you guys, but there's basically a certain number of volume points we look at on one side and a certain number we look at on the other side, and they cycle. And you get, I get $18 a cycle. And that can really add up. So that's the first reason to go Emerald, because it qualifies you to cycle. The second reason is you also to start to get free leads. So it's hard to believe, but so many people go onto Beachbody.com and just buy things without having a coach. I feel like there's so many coaches out there. How would you not, have a coach approaching you maybe? But it happens. And if you're an Emerald, then you start to get those leads sent to you. So there's actually a couple girls on our team that were a lead that I just got through my coach office. I looked them, I had their information. I sent them an email or a text message and got them added to our challenge group. And now they're awesome coaches. So, so that's kind of, the other reason. And then again, it doesn't matter who your coaches are. It can be someone who's interested in working the business, or it can be someone who just wants to, get the products at a discount. But that's one of, those are kind of the key reasons to do it, because it also helps to start move your business forward. And becoming an Emerald means your earning potential only goes up. So that is covered for Emerald. And just to help you guys understand the terminology. And then I just like this quote. This is my last slide. Success is not an accident. It's something we create on purpose. And so I think that when you're thinking through like all the different information as you're starting to digest it, just remember like you're here because you have a powerful why and you want to, help people, but you also want to help yourself. I mean, the financial freedom opportunity is real. It's not something that you're going to maybe get rich overnight. There are some people who completely can crush this business very, very quickly, and you could totally be one of those. Or you could be like myself, and it's taken me time because I'm a mom and I have a full-time job, but I've never given up on the vision because I know the potential. And I think there's a really great analogy. It was a call that I watched that, you have like this wet well of water and, every day you pump it, but you can never see where the water level gets to. And then eventually one day you get like a very little amount of water comes out. So you're either going to be super excited and keep pumping, or you're going to be like, is that it? So I think you kind of have to look at like any business like this, like that, because you're going to continue to show up because obviously we all want to be healthy and maybe it's a habit now, but it's going to be amazing like how many people start to watch you and get inspired. And so, my hope is that like you'll continue to kind of push through because you never know what this could really bring. So that's all I had. Let me go back. I'm going to share you guys a couple things with the Coach Office. But, my hope was that this call will just give you kind of a quick kind of jump start on a better understanding of what to do, because when you're new and there's tons of information coming at you, you may not know where to start. So I think that your tracker is going to be awesome. And then also just knowing kind of some of the terminology, what some of the goals you can shoot for, that will all help you hopefully tremendously. So let me go back. I'm going to show you guys Coach Office something, but what questions do you have? What are you thinking right now?
So with the active coach,
yep.
Do you say they're kind of like I was, where they just continue to push off their subscription? They didn't get it every month, so they would kind of go to inactive. Does that then month to month affect your Emerald status?
Yes, good question. So if you are, so there's a couple like nuances there with, let me go back to that slide too, and I'll show you in my Coach Office. So once you hit Emerald, you do have to have a home direct in order to hit your Emerald and hit like Success Club, for example. You would need to have a home direct product. So that, and let me show you really quickly. So for example,
you mean you personally, or one of the people you've signed up is getting
you personally. So okay. In order to keep that, you've got to personally have that. So like for me, right here, I'm like, it's also a Success Club requirement. So it shows that I have to have something on home direct. And it's, obviously I get my Shakeology. But if you just are going to be a coach before you hit a rank, you just have to have 50 PV, and it does not have to be home direct. But once you hit a rank, and also if, let's just say, before you even hit rank, you hit Success Club this month, you're not an Emerald yet, in order to hit Success Club, you have to have a home direct product. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
But you can also, if you're just a coach, you can stay active with just like whatever you need every 5 weeks. Like, for example, I'll alternate. So I keep Eric's now an Emerald for me on my account. So I keep him active. I have to keep him active on something with Home Direct. But before that, I would keep him active with just like beach bars or, a different Shakeology boost, just different things. But now my kids love the beach bars, so we eat a lot of them. So we're on Home Direct for that too. And, a couple visual goals. If you help 3 people a month, it's paying for your Home Direct, it's paying for your Shakeology. And you'll likely be getting some additional commission as well. That was always my first goal, was to pay for my products. Because our products are expensive. So you want to, some people just get the discount because they love them and they want to get them cheaper. But if you are working the business, it's an awesome goal to strive for, to help 3 people, even if it's not something you have like, not your big dream doesn't have to be to quit your job. Your big dream could be to go on vacation every single year and never worry about money, or, put in a new kitchen and never worry about renovation costs. Like, it can, goals and dreams and whys are all vastly different. But it's nice to know that, in order to do that, like, you're already on this healthy journey and your products are getting paid for. So that's a cool thing to strive for. I'll go ahead and show you, since I'm in here, what your legs look like. So sometimes this site is slow, but in your coach office, there's a section called graphical genealogy. And this is just going to show like your right leg and your left leg, and it's loading. But right now, this leg right over here is been built out by my upline. So my coach, Brooke, puts coaches on this side too. So whenever I cycle on that side, it's not just my own efforts, it's a team effort. So other team members are helping me also make money. And then, I don't know why this is loading again. This is my work computer, so I don't usually use it. And then this side is the side I build out. So this is all strictly my own coaches. It's all the coaches I've added. So all of the, anytime I cycle on this side, that's coming from my own efforts. So it balances it out where you have your coaches helping you. So I'm helping place coaches on one side of your leg, and then you do the other side. And again, that's not important to know right now. That just gives you a visual of why. And the reason I, for example, added, I wonder if I could try another browser. The reason I added, they encourage you to add someone you can access their account, or someone, a friend, a family member, someone you're very close to, as one of your first coaches on your weak leg, which it depends what leg you are on my side, which will depend which leg is your weak leg. My weak leg is my left side, but your weak leg could be your right side. I'll have to look at my account to see where you guys are. But it's nice because, like, right now, anytime I cycle, anytime anyone under, everyone that I signed up since I signed up Eric 2 years ago cycles, his account makes money too. And he does not obviously work the business. So it's really cool because it's just free money that every Thursday we make money in his account as well, because it all cycles back up to him. Let me look and see. So that's kind of what the Control Business Center is about. And, oh, here we go. Signing up. So as you can see, my weak side's my left. So Eric was my first coach on my left side. And then I've got all these people here on my left side that are all under him. And that just kind of shows all of those people every time that they're ordering Home Direct. This person canceled. It all rolls up to him. So he's making money, and then I'm consequently making money as well. And then on this side, I don't have, let me go right. On my right side, not everyone on this side are my coaches. Okay, so Kimberly, you're on my right side. So your left leg is also going to be your weak leg. So you're going to be the same way as me. But anyway, so all of those people that are here are not all my coaches. So that just kind of that just shows you that like my coach Brooke is putting some coaches, under there as well. And that each time I cycle, it all adds up. And then when I say cycle, let me just show you really quickly, team volume. So you can see that like last week, I had over 1,000 volume on my right side. So that means like my clients, my coaches, all were ordering on that side, or my coaches were all ordering on that side. And if they had any coaches, customers creating volume. And then on my left side, that's everyone like on that leg that I added, that generated that amount. So I cycled every time. I subtracted 200 from there and 100 from there. So it just, it varies. Obviously, it's your weak leg. I mean, this is going to be your strong leg. You're going to have a lot more volume on that side. But that's what that means and what that looks like. You don't have to understand that now, but just knowing kind of how the volume works, because, there's two ways to make money in this business. I mean, I think both of you have had experience maybe with other network marketing specifically, but you, in the beginning, strictly earn from commission. So you've each sold a challenge pack. You're going to earn, depending what all they got, it could start out at $47 to, $60 on a challenge pack. So right in the beginning, you're going to make just commissions. But as you start to build out a team and then you hit, your first rank, then you're going to start to cycle. And that's where the residual income comes in. So, I didn't have clients and customers all create over 1,000 volume points last week. It was a team effort. But that's really cool, because that means that, there could be people down my downline that are helping other people get started, and it rolls back up to you. So that's obviously the network, what we all see in network marketing. But from a compensation plan, that's why, that's why it's awesome to strive to hit some of those ranks earlier, because that's just going to double your opportunity to continue to earn more. And in the beginning, it is very much just, your own efforts. But as you get started, I mean, you never know. You're surprised who, people might be interested, because maybe they just, they want to have another avenue to have, financial freedom, whatever that looks like. And Thursdays, it makes waking up on Thursdays really easy. So that's that. Any other questions?
So do you, to keep your rank, do you have to hit like a certain number every month?
To keep your rank? Mm-mm.
No.
If you just can't you could lose rank. So I was a diamond and then I lost it because a coach had one of her coaches who went inactive, and then I got it again. So I'm not a solid diamond because I don't have enough emeralds that are, solid enough. But yeah, but I don't have to hit a certain number of like Success Club points or a certain number of challenge packs. I mean, we have girls. There's a girl named Annie Wallace who you'll all meet through social media. So she's like our top upline. Her and her family actually started the broader team that Brooke is a part of, and she maybe hits Success Club. I think she does almost always hit Success Club, but she's a very low Success Club points, low commission earner. She focuses on building her team, and she's really killing it. But she's, it's just because she's really focused on, she'll hit Success Club, but then really focus on helping her coaches, hit their own goals. But there's not like a certain amount that you have to help someone.
And you won't lose like your coaches that are under you, like if they do better than you?
No. Okay. It's actually cool to see your coaches do better than you. So like, for example, Annie, one of her coaches, so there's probably 400, I think there's like 400,000 coaches in the world. Well, Canada, UK, US, where we are right now. And one of her coaches is actually two of her coaches are in the top 20 in the country or in the world. So like there's two of the top 20 Beachbody coaches and they kill it. I mean, they completely are incredible. I don't know how they do it, but but she doesn't, they're ranked higher than her, but that doesn't matter because she is always reaping the benefits of the fact that they're under her. Thousands and thousands per week. It's insane. But it's also like, you also want to lead from the front, right? So you want to show as you bring on coaches that you've got to do your vitals and, that's how you start a business or build the business. But I think what I love so much about it is, my husband, Eric, always told me, it's like, I really want you to do a network marketing business because I think that you love social media. It would actually maximize you're going to be on social media anyway. So do something good with yourself, basically. But I like this because it just comes naturally that, I'm going to like be on a healthy journey and I want to like stay healthy for my family. And it's just kind of a logical one. But I love that, like, the other thing you have to think about is it's great to know all these, information and like, it's great you want to know how to maximize your earning potential, but it's also really cool to get some text messages like, I just fit in my skinny jeans, or like, Jessica, like you like were rocking a dress a size you haven't seen before. And so that's like something that I certainly don't get, or I didn't get from my day job. Like, I never had a banker telling me like how awesome I made them feel. So like, I mean, I would hope not, but you know what I mean? But like, it's also like, there's a fulfillment aspect of it too, that could be something that helps drive you. It certainly drives me. So yeah. Any other questions? Sorry, I kind of went long. Well, go through, check out some of the trainings. Kimberly, do you know how to use the share cart?
Yeah, I figured it out and sent it over to Jessica right before this started.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's pretty simple and everything kind of populates. But yeah, as you kind of, start to talk to people, if you aren't sure, maybe like there's a girl that I've talked to for a while, someone on Instagram, and she's actually kind of newer to fitness and she just wants to start a new routine. So I'm actually not going to recommend Morning Meltdown for her. I'm just going to have her do like the annual Beachbody On Demand Challenge Pack, because I think she would benefit from something a little less strenuous and intense. Even though Morning Meltdown has some really great modifications, just know that even though Morning Meltdown is the craze right now, it doesn't have to be the end all be all. And also, you're going to have people who may be interested in Morning Meltdown after we start. I'm still going to add people, just giving them the caveat that like we've already started, but you can still get in if you want to, sort of thing.
Do you know when the promo, not our $10 ones, because I know that says like August 15th, but when the $20 promotion that's on the website expires?
I think I saw it on Beachbody On Demand earlier.
I saw it said limited time, but because I had one girl that's interested, the one I sent you the screenshot of, but she wants to wait a few weeks for like another couple pay cycles. And I know it's $20 and she already thought that the like 150 was such a reasonable thing. She just was like, I just still need to wait. So.
I don't know. I think it doesn't say. Typically though, if you go past, or if you look back to like other rollouts we've done where they've done the promo, I feel like it's always at least another month. Like I can't imagine that they would stop it in August, but they may. But let me, I'm a part of a couple, or I'll ask some of the coaches that are higher up that are part of like some of the mastermind groups to see if they know.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll find out. And then and the promo codes too, like you guys all have. What I'm trying to do now is use my husband's accounts, my Eric's account promo codes. So I'm trying to see if I can sign up a couple people to help him hit Success Club with those like $10 off coupons. But yeah, those are good. Those are great, a great kind of perk to offer someone.
And they fill that code out themselves, right? Because like I looked through the whole share a cart and there wasn't anywhere for me to put it
but
in.
you just need to send it to her, the actual code. Yeah. So there, you can't add it. I don't think you can add it to the share cart. You might be able to add it to edit the email. I've never actually edited the email.
I did the edit email and I put it in there for her and was like, hey,
cool.
unique code. And then I just told her to double check for where it says add a promotion during her like purchasing area.
Okay.
But when I watched like the video, and it could be slightly outdated, but like today it was the video on that from your coach website.
Uh-huh.
And he scrolled past it so quickly that I couldn't tell if there was a link to do that or not. It wasn't like an obvious open field. So my gut says it's probably just like a blue hyperlink with an underline that's like add promo code.
Yeah, I think it is. And editing the email is something that's new. They just added that recently, like in the share cart where you could actually edit it. That wasn't there. I don't even think it was there like 2 months ago. I think I've actually done like a fake cart before just to see, because, as if you all have bought something in the last year, that sometimes when you check out, they have all these like special offers they offer you, but you can't add them in share cart. So sometimes I'll just do like a fake card if I have time just to see what it looks like. But I've had 3 people use the codes and they didn't have any like issues on where to add it. So should be good. Okay, well, awesome. You guys are killing it. Okay, well, I'm going to put this in the coach or in our team page. So I know Tamika wanted to watch this tonight, but yeah, just let me know if you have any questions and we'll go from there.
That's good.
Thank you.
All right, have a good night. Bye.
Bye.